Disaster, as defined by United Nations, is the occurrence of sudden or major misfortune which disrupts the basic fabric and normal functioning of the society or the community. What does it mean? It means disaster is an event of sudden occurrence which brings about misfortune. No one actually desires a disaster to happen. It disrupts the normal functioning of the people or the community and brings about agony and pain to the people. Now moving over to the next definition. The next definition was given by United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, that is UNSIDR in 2007. It says that disaster is a serious disruption of the functioning of a community or a society involving widespread human, material, economic, or environmental losses and impacts which exceeds the ability of the affected community or society to cope using its own resources. So what does this mean and how it differs from the previous definition given by the United Nations? This also clearly states that it's a serious disruption, means it has deep-rooted causes in influencing the life of the people and loss of the life of the community, and it involves society and people. It affects human beings, it affects buildings, it affects environment, and the impact, that is the losses that the society and the community incurs, is beyond the control or the capacity of the community to cope up with using its own resources, that is the infrastructure. The losses cannot be compensated by the society with whatever resources they have and whatever fighting ability they have developed over the years. It means it is beyond the coping capacity of the people to rebuild. Now moving over to the next definition. The next definition is given by, next definition of disaster is given by Center for Research on the Epidemiology of Disaster, that is CRED. What does it say? It says disaster is a situation or event which overwhelms the local capacity. It means people are excited by its occurrence. They do not apprehend it that things are going to happen in such a way. So they are overwhelmed, which necessitates a request to national or international level for external assistance, an unforeseen and often sudden event that causes great damage, destruction, and human suffering. I would like to detail it out. It means that the disaster which occurs calls for national and international level helps and assistance from various agencies to tackle the unforeseen. It is unforeseen because the occurrence of the disaster cannot be precisely predicted, and its effect on the community varies from coping capacity to location of the affected area. Second thing is, it is a sudden event. Its occurrence is very sudden, such as earthquake. You don't know when it is going to happen and to what extent the damage of earthquake can bring to the community. So it's sudden event, and of course its occurrence causes this great destruction in form of damage caused to the building, caused to the environment, and which brings about human suffering due to loss of business, loss of economy, and disruption in the normal functioning of the life. Here is another definition of disaster that is provided by Disaster Management Act of India in 2005. This defines disaster as a catastrophe, a mishappening, a calamity which is of very grave occurrence in an area arising from natural or man-made causes or by accident or by negligence, which results in substantial loss of life or human suffering or damage to destruction of property or damage to degradation of environment, and is caused by nature or magnitude in such a way and to such an extent which is beyond the coping capacity of the community of the affected area to bear the pain. Catastrophe means unwanted event, mishappening. Calamity is the havoc, the misfortune fallen on you. Grave means it has serious impact on the nature and man, It can be caused by both the reasons, that is the natural reasons and due to human induced causes. Natural incidences may include exploding of the volcano. Human induced causes may include rail accidents, train accidents, wild forest fires. All these are man-made causes which lead to disaster, which causes great damage to the nature and environment, and it is beyond the coping capacity of the community of the affected area to harmonize and normalize the things. Again, disaster is defined by IFRC, that is International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, as a sudden calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community or a society and causes human, material, and economic or environmental losses that exceeds the community's or society's ability to cope using its own resources. Though often caused by nature, disasters can have human origin. So this definition of disaster emphasizes two things. One is its cause can be natural or human induced. The second is it is beyond the coping capacity of the people. And the third is it is a sudden and unwanted event happening which affects people and environment.